Thea Rivera. I am the producer of Captivated, and I am creator and part owner of They Play Productions.
I'm Erik Blair. I'm the other half of They Play Productions. I'm a writer, a director, a star when I need to be, or when we're short somebody. And there you go, all around other half.
I think having a background in normal theater, in LARP, in Renaissance Fair, and other big shows where you play the same character for straight through, from improv brings a lot into what I want to see out of a show and what I want to put into a show.
Given both of our backgrounds in what I consider character living theater, where you're inhabiting a character for a long amount of time, whether it's LARP, whether it's Renaissance, whether it's improv for that matter, I think what we bring to the immersive community tends to be based on what we learned there. I think a lot of the questions that immersive theater currently is looking at, LARPs and other identity entertainment like that, they've solved a long time ago. Issues of consent, issues of how to inhabit something and live with something, issues of how to interact between audience and character. A lot of that, the LARPs and the other identity pieces of entertainment have sort of designed and worked around for a long time. And I think we can bring sort of that way of looking at interactions to people, as well as giving them what I think are some of the most fully realized characters you can find in any form of entertainment, are those where people are literally living them for 60 minutes, 90 minutes, 120 minutes at a time. I think the idea of agency in immersive theater is of crucial importance to me personally, and I know to Thea as well. When we see immersive theater, there are lots of shows where the audience really doesn't impact the way the show flows very much, and some of them are fantastic. But I also know that there have been a lot of shows that I have gone to where I personally wanted to have the ability to alter something, wanted to have the ability, the option to change what was happening in some fashion. And when that particular show just didn't have that, it was frustrating to me personally. Not knocking the show, it's not what I wanted. So when we started putting things together, I really wanted to make shows where the audience gets to alter what happens. There isn't a single production of Act 1 that is entirely the same. Sometimes audiences pushed, sometimes they were very passive, sometimes they tried to drag characters out of the apartment with them and refused to leave until we changed something in what was happening. And while we never let the audience take control over the show, I want the shows to be something that they know they had an impact on. I think that ability to see sort of how far you can let the borders of the show go while still maintaining control is I think really going to be where a lot of immersive stuff goes in the future. It's certainly what I want, and what I know you want to bring forward is this idea of really letting audiences impact the actual story. I mean, by the third act of Captivated, I fully intend to make sure that every single audience member gets to decide themselves who lives and who dies at the end.
And I think we're seeing in immersive audiences, they're more savvy and sophisticated. They're really expecting more of what they're paying a ticket price for. Not saying that regular audiences of regular theater are not expecting something, but I think immersive audience members now, they're expecting that show to go those extra steps and that show to be an evolved experience.
Coming up, I don't want to give away too much. We have some big secrets happening, but for instance, Act 2 of Captivated, we've We've added some pieces, including an intro to the show that I'm really excited about. I think it's going to drag anybody, regardless of whether they've seen Act 1 or not, directly into the story very quickly and in a way that I know I've never seen done in a show. I'm super excited about that. There is Act 3 coming, and Thea's got ideas for next year. I've got a list of like 40 shows that I want to do, 40 different immersive ideas I want to do. Some of them are, one of them's one that I don't want to spoil too much, but there is one I have that's a comedy. And it's rare, I think, to see immersive shows that are truly designed to be comedies, but I have one. I have one in my head. It's just a question of, as always, coming up with the finances to make it happen. I also know that I want to do shows about not only political things, but about very cultural sort of touchstones that are happening right now, and finding ways to approach them where you get to really have the discussion about that cultural aspect without being preached to, without being force-fed it, but in a way that will be very active and very engaging. And I know that sounds wildly generic, but it's much more specific in my head than what I'm saying. One of the things that I know we really want to do with They Play Productions is we feel that there's a real duty with creators, especially in a new space, to find ways to help that space grow, to help that space expand in ways that are healthy, expand in ways that are beneficial. And we've been working very hard to try and push our sort of experience of the world into immersive theater and help immersive theater push back into the expertise that we have in a way that I think is going to be very healthy for the community and even more so healthy for the art form of immersive theater itself. And I think we are going to keep doing that and keep finding the ways where we see rough edges that we can help smooth out. And we're not the only ones doing that. Everybody's out there doing that. But I think we take our duty as creators very, very seriously in trying to find ways that are healthy and beneficial, and yet give people something they've never seen before in a way that's safe, in a way that's fun, in a way that's exciting, and in a way that leaves them wanting more of the type of show that we can create for them. I think when we do a show, there are some things that, regardless of the show, we want people to really walk away with. We want to build stories where whatever you expect when you walk in, your expectations will get flipped in some way. Act 1 of Victoria is all about a party, just a party that you go to with your friends, and then something happens within that is not what you expect. Act 2 is about what should be a tremendously somber situation where in reality there is something much different going on. Every show we do, I want it to be, and I know you agree with me, we want it to be something where what is traditional in a story like that is an assumption, and those assumptions are fun to play with. If I give you somebody who appears to be having some sort of relationship with someone, there are traditional tropes that you use as the signifiers for that. But those tropes don't have to be that every time. And if you play with what is traditional story, you can find new ways of doing things, especially in an interactive scenario, especially in an immersive theatrical show. It's why I find it so interesting, because I can give you something that looks one way and then sort of pull the sheet off the rabbit's hat, pull the sheet off the magician's hat, and show you not only does it not have a rabbit, but it wasn't even a magician's hat to begin with. It was something entirely different.
Yeah, I want to see people not come away knowing everything. They have to put something together themselves. Not just have that agency during the show, but still have to think of it afterwards. Still have to maybe talk to each other. Like, this is what we got, but what is it really? Like, make sure that intrigue continues on. I mean, still give them a solution to something. Still give them a story. Don't leave them feeling too unsatisfied. But give them something to noodle with still. Something in the background for them to really still think about when they're gone.
And Captivated, both Act 1 and Act 2 do that. Captivated Act 1, there are very specific questions that no matter what people responded to, no matter how they dealt with it, we got the same questions coming back to us again and again, which is great. That's what we want. Act 2 is going to give you a bunch of information and then leave a whole new set of questions. If you've seen Act 1, get ready. If you haven't seen Act 1,
get ready.
Get ready. Because there's a revelation at the end of Act 2 that I'm very excited to see what people do.